Welcome to the Travato exterior setup on the 59KL. When you've parked at your destination, just ensure that you're clear of any pedestals or any outlets, spigots, and you're chalked up. Now let's get connected to the shore power. Remember, this isn't the batteries. Make sure that all the breakers are turned off. That's the 30 amp, the 20 amp, the 50 amp. Plug it on in, and you're going to wait till you hear a click noise once you've turned the breaker back on. And there we have it. Now we can connect the 30 amp cord into the power management system, and we're going to run it right over into the van. The beauty of the van is you can park it pretty much anywhere to get lined up. Twist it until it's tight. Don't do a Hulk twist. Just give it until it's nice and snug and those lights are glowing. Now use the bike lock that's provided and secure it in place so that no one walks off with this almost $300 item. If it's white, it's all right, and you've got power. That's what it'll look like. If it's red, you've got an issue. And these are some error codes, and we'll tell you all about those if you need them. But you can download on Apple iTunes or the Google Store the app, and we welcome you to use it. It's a pretty good app. Go back inside the coach and make sure the inverter is off and on 15 amps. Now let's get you some water. You cannot be constantly connected to the water supply unless you want the van back doors open. So it limits you because it is an all-season van. So we're going to fill it up, and we're using the freshwater hose. We've got a filter. Let's get it connected. Do a quick connect to the other end and turn it on before plugging it in or connecting it to the van, and make sure all the air and water is out and there's only fresh water flowing. Bring it back over to the Nautilus system, connect it to the quick connect. Make sure that's off. Now let's get it in the power fill tank city inlet to tank setup. Just move these little knobs in the position. Now turn on the city water at the spigot, and then you can turn on. Now we're going to siphon from a water source other than the city out inlet. So if you have a jerry can or a bucket of water that you need to get some water in there because you're not at a spigot, just put this short hose into your water source. Make sure you take the quick connect off and put it in the sanitize position. That's siphon to tank via a pump. And then we just turn on the water pump, and it will siphon the water in from the water source that you have. Just make sure that the system is valve is open. I did not do it in this case on the video, sorry about that. But if you're not getting water in, just make sure the valve is turned open. Make sure that your Nautilus system is set to dry camp, and that's going to pull from your fresh water tank. So now we're in the bathroom, and you've got a nice little sink and faucet here. Just pull this on down. Move the sink faucet over. Make sure the water pump is on. You've got some soap there for you. With the water pump on, you're going to get your fresh water flowing out nice. And once you're done, put the faucet back and just tilt the sink up, and all the water will dump out, and you're good to go. Pretty simple. And then we'll turn the pump back off. Got a light in there as well. Shower turns on hot or cold. Make sure you've warmed up your water. Make sure, obviously, for the shower as well as the sink that you've got the water pump on. The shower curtain is tied back with a magnet rope type, and bunch up the curtain. They don't pull easy like a hospital room, so you want to kind of guide them along, and you've got a shower curtain. There are 3 or 4 magnets in there that can help connect, keep it to the wall. Got a vent fan in there as well. Use that when using the restroom or taking a shower. A foot flush residential toilet. Fill it up with some water, push it all the way down, and the water goes with it. No need to use that sprayer. It serves no real purpose. It's not a bidet. Now we got an outdoor shower if you want to wash off outside or clean your shoes or wash off anything, your dog, do whatever you need to do outside. Just plug that on in. You want to wash the bathroom? There we go. We're doing it that easy. Make sure the water pump is on, otherwise you won't get any pressure. Push back, pull out, clear out the water, and you can put the hose on back. You got a 110 outlet, a 12-volt cigarette outlet, and a nice little light for outside. Some storage items in there. Latex gloves for when you're cleaning the sewer. Leveling blocks if you ever need them. Now we're going to get to the sewer. This is the black and gray tank. So grab the sewer hose connector. The blue hose under the van will combined look like this connection that goes into the ground, which leads to the park sewer. We're going to walk you through this here. The sewer hose is under the van in this black compartment. Put this little connector on here to the external release valve. That's going to be so that you can clean the tank and wash it out at the same time, so it's just one connection. There's going to be 3 levels, levers on there that will allow you to cover it up. First, we're going to empty the black tank. Then we're going to open that backup valve, and we're going to release the contents. For the sake of this demonstration, the water is going to be pretty clear. It helps to have someone ensure that the other end is in the ground. Then we're going to close the black tank and release the gray tank. That's, in theory, going to release soapy water and clear out the hose. Going to make sure that the black tank is open, the valves are open, and that high pressure water is rushing up there. Now we're going to do a black tank flush. We're going to connect it to the other side of the fresh water, and we're going to make sure the valve's open. We're going to turn our water on once we're ready. Right now we are ensuring all the contents of the sewer hose are out. Now we're going to fill up the toilet bowl with about 1 ounce or 2 of the chemical treatment. Just eye it, you don't need to measure it. Now we're going to add some water to the bowl and mix it with the chemicals. Again, make sure the water pump's on, fill it up, and we're speeding it up. And we're going to dump it, and then we're going to fill it up again, and we're going to dump it, and then we're going to fill it up again and leave the water in there. Now when closing the doors, they're magnets, so when you're traveling, you want them open. We spoke earlier in the first walkthrough that the LP switch outside, here it is, this is the main one. Leave it off when you're not using it, but if you need to heat water or use the furnace, the main LP switch for the propane, as I spoke about, is outside on the driver's side. This is also where you will fill up the propane if you need it. We're going to send you off with a full tank of 25 pounds of propane, but if you exceed it and you need to refill, you can go to a U-Haul or any store that does fill up the propane. It's not the same as going to a Walmart or a Home Depot or any grocery store and getting a propane tank. You actually need to go where they do it for you. So this is where they will connect. They know how to do it. Let the pros handle it. But this is where they will connect and fill up the propane. And since we're here, this is where the sewer hose goes, and make sure this latch is in place so that it's locked and secured.